Hi, Joe Heron here from Aquarius Fishing. Last year, I was challenged with designing and tying brand new fly patterns to try in Cozumel. We fished these flies heavily from spring through the fall. Out of the dozen new patterns, 3 of them stood out as clear winners, producing more strikes than anyone could imagine. I then tested these flies throughout other parts of Mexico, the Florida Keys and up the Biscayne, all producing overwhelming results. I will never not have them in my fly box. And finally, coming in at number 1, this fly excited bonefish and permit alike. Given the pattern is primarily tied using Arctic fox hair, it fishes with a tapered profile and produces fantastic movement throughout the water. It by far outfished any new pattern I was challenged with. So let's check out the Zorro Shrimp. For this fly, I'm using a Temco 811S hook in a size number 6. Additionally, I am using gray 6/0 tying thread made by Orvis. Now, tie in a gray Chacon's bead chain. Place the bead chain just behind the eye of the hook, leaving a small amount of room. Several figure 8s are needed to secure the bead chain in place. Once completed, wrap your thread to the rear of the hook. For the hot spot, I am using orange Arctic fox hair. Be sure to remove some of the guard hairs and thin the underbelly to save from bulk. Secure the fox hair to the hook. Next, we do the same, but with gray Arctic fox. However, we leave this small clump twice as long as the hot spot. I love Arctic fox because it creates a nice, natural taper in the water. Trim and tighten down the remainder of the Arctic fox. For the eyes, I prefer using black Easy Shrimp eyes. It's more economical to make your own eyes, but I like the consistency of spacing and overall size of these eyes. Trim the length to match the hook, and then tightly secure the eyes. For the legs, I am using a single strand of gray Loco legs folded in half. Place the folded legs on top of the fly and secure tightly. Trim the legs just beyond the length of the Arctic fox hair. Next, add 4 strands of pearl crystal flash. I've taken 1 strand and folded it twice to avoid wasting material. Trim the pearl flash to the length of the Arctic fox. For the antenna, take 1 strand of black crystal flash and fold it in half. Tie the crystal flash on top of the fly. I like to leave my antenna long, so I trim the black flash the same length as the legs. A bit longer does not hurt. Place a second piece of gray Arctic fox on top, like a hat. Properly secure the hair and wrap your thread back to the rear of the hook. For the body, I am using pearl flat diamond braid. Position the braid to the length of the body, so no trimming is needed. Reposition your thread in front of the bead chain. Now, wrap the diamond braid forward, overlapping each wrap to the front of the fly. Be careful to avoid the barb of the hook, as the barb can fray the braid. Make a figure 8 pattern around the bead chain. Wrapping your figure 8 tightly will help secure the bead chain in place, as diamond braid is extremely tough to break. Now, trim off the excess braid. Tie the Arctic fox ahead of the bead chain. The hair can be quite silky, and a jam wrap is needed to firmly secure the hair. Trim and tighten down the remainder of the Arctic fox. A few wraps here to clean up the head. Let's whip finish the head and cut the thread. Finally, let's wrap up this fly pattern by cementing the head. I like to use Loon UV head cement. Flow is a perfect choice for this fly. And there you have the Zorro shrimp.